Mwah, ah, ah.
Welcome, man, mer, and beast, to another episode of Tales from Tamriel's Tables, Tinctures and Tonics edition. Yes, we are still doing the most obnoxious names ever. So this is, again, not quite a Oblivion Kitchen. Today we're going to be making another one of my personal recipes based off an Elder Scrolls recipe. It is not in the official cookbook, and it's another drink recipe. Who knew that I would be so interested in mixing up the drinks and everything? So today we will be making a low-budget, really easy version of Balfiera Herbal Tonic from Elder Scrolls Online, and here is that recipe. So it is made with comberry. We're gonna use cranberry because comberries are really bitter and I'm not even sure if they're technically edible. Ginseng and lemon. Now again, this is like the low budget, easy way to do it. So we are gonna be using some cranberry juice and some tea to simulate the herbal part of it, and then we're going to mix it up with a little bit of special treats in there. And of course this is an iced drink because it's a tonic. The game actually describes it as a cordial, and cordials are typically like a smaller portion and you have them like in the evening or whatever. I definitely recommend that. This is a little bit bitter, but it actually is very refreshing. So just fair warning, it is a little bit of a bitter kick for an aftertaste, but it is actually really good and pretty refreshing. So great for the end of summer. Let's begin. Wow, look, a different camera angle. As always, we're using the super sophisticated and professional camera audio work that you expect from this channel. Wow, it's amazing. So to begin, and the recipe will be linked in a pinned comment down below so that you can follow along without the video and save it if you decide to try this out. But what you will need is heat-proof container, preferably one where you can kind of use it as a measuring thing. I found the ratio that I like is 3 tea bags for half a cup of water, because you don't want the water to make it super runny, the rest of the drink. I'm using tea that is lemon and ginseng. It is a lot better if you use fresh ginseng, which I could not find for this time, or even ginseng extract is really good. But, you know, this is the easy, low-budget way, so we're just going to do it this way. So, 3 tea bags and a half a cup of boiling water. This is actually really hard. I can't see what I'm doing. I think that's half a cup. So, you're going to put it in there, and you're going to let them seep for at least 5 to 10 minutes. I leave it in for 10 because I really want the flavor to be really intense. This is also better if you leave this part overnight. You let it cool, then you put it in an airtight container and refrigerate it. This gives it more of an iced tea flavor. For this video, we're just going to let it cool because we're going to mix this all up, but I do recommend leave it overnight if possible. It tastes so much better. So we're going to let this cool and then come back. See? So magical. Camera angles are different. Now on a wide shot. Wow. So I have taken it out of the measuring cup and put it in a container because we'll need to mix some stuff together now. And now comes the fun mixing part. So we have all of our ingredients that we're going to be mixing in here. You will definitely want at least 1 measuring cup for this part. Let's begin. Alright, we're starting with 2 cups of cranberry juice. This is the recipe for about 2 cups of this. Obviously you want to scale up the ingredients if you want to make more. Definitely pour this over a sink. It's just safer that way. And it's going right in, mixing with the tea that we had made. extra lemon to really up that lemon flavor. So it's just lemon juice. I do 1 tablespoon for this ratio. Again, if you wanted this to be a little bit different, go for it. Mix up the ratios. I've made this a couple of times and this is kind of the flavoring that I like, but it's totally up to you. Now this next ingredient is optional. You could just actually leave this just as is. I recommend refrigerating it for kind of an hour at least, if not more, to give it, let it give time to set and kind of mix together. So this next set is optional, like an optional objective in a quest. This is tonic water, which isn't super good for you, but I actually made this with it and it is so good that we're going to do it anyway. So we're going to do a cup of tonic water. If you wanted to omit this, feel free. You can also, which is pretty good, use just like seltzer water or Sprite. It makes it a little bit too sweet for me personally. This actually adds a little bit of sugar to it as well. We're going to pour that right in. But yeah, if you're not a fan of tonic water or anything like that, you can totally leave this out. So, we have our very pretty drink, and now we're going to let it sit and mix together and kind of set for a little bit before we try it. Sure is a pretty color. So, this is our Balfiera Herbal Tonic. Now the island of Balfiera is home to the oldest structure on all of Tamriel. Tower 0, the Adamantine Tower, Adamantia, Zidarini Tower. It has a lot of names. And this seems like the kind of drink that the high elves that live there, Clan Darini, would probably drink. I just feel like seems like it's a high elf drink. So let's give it a try, shall we? Alright, so we have our herbal tonic here. It is a really pretty color. It's very fancy looking. Let's give it a try. It is pretty good. It has a little bit of a bitter kick to it. I kind of like that though. It's a little bit like iced tea, but a little bit different, that it really does feel like that cordial type tonic. So I like the tonic water because it adds a little bit of fizz to it. I think that without that it's just kind of flat, me personally. But you could definitely leave that out again if you didn't want it to be fizzy. I know some people do not like fizzy drinks. I do like it in there, plus it adds just a little bit of sweetener to make it not so bitter and like lemony, like blah. But I like it. It's very refreshing, and it definitely is a high elf drink. I can definitely see an Ulmer drinking this on an afternoon. You know, the kind that say, "So, you the one who saved the queen? You don't look that special." Or another classic line, "Oh, what delight! Another charming customer. Oh, let me just drop everything I'm doing to help you. I don't mind." Really? 2 classic Elder Scrolls lines. How about you? Have you heard of the High Elves? So, that is Balfiera Herbal Tonic, the cheap and easy way. Give it a try. Let me know what you think. Again, the recipe will be down in a pinned comment so that you can read it. This is a recipe to make about 2-ish cups of it, so you can scale it up or down depending on how much you want to make. It is good for at least 1 day after you make it. I learned that as well. It stays pretty fizzy if it's in like an airtight container, which means you can travel with it if you want to, you know, take this somewhere and impress somebody and say, "Oh yes, I made that." But yeah, thank you so much for joining. Hopefully more videos will be on the way soon. But until then, thank you so much for joining another edition of Tales from Tamriel's Tables. Cheers.